So there were no such mobile games. There were no such BGMI Free Fire. There were only two games. Counter-Strike 1.6 and Warcraft. स्ट्रीम देखते देखते उन लोग ने ये गेम में अपनी लाइफ ही बना ली. अगर एक e-sports player Mustang लेके घूम रहे हैं तो after that do you want me to tell the numbers?
Open for all.
Most important genre to it. That's it. It's an open for all format.
यहाँ पे विराट कोहली भी खेलेगा और नदीम शेख भी खेलेगा एक ही जगह.
Hello, welcome to another episode on Beyond the Field, a show where I take you off the field and into your thriving sports industry of India. I'm your host Nadeem Sheikh, and I will be talking to industry professionals like me and provide you guys a 360-degree view of the thriving sports industry of India. Today, I have with me Jaikishan Malik and Varun Gavankar from India's leading gaming brand, Esports.in. Together, they have a combined experience of more than 15 years. Welcome, Jaikishan.
Thank you so much, Nadeem, for the warm welcome. Oh, my man.
No worries. Varun, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling super good. Like, this is one of my first podcasts, so yes, thank you Nadeem for having me over here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
So we'll dive straight into our Q&A. What do you guys mean by esports?
I don't think so. It is very difficult to address what is esports. Esports is just as similar as sports. It has different genres. It has different verticals. It is all about gaming. Whether you want to game it on phone, you want to game it on desktop, you want to game it on tablet, you want to game it on console, sim racing. There are so many different genres, so many verticals, so many games, so many opportunities, and so many different criterias where a player, where a esports athlete or an amateur can look himself or herself to make a career out of it.
Nice. Varun, what is your version?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but more to add, like athletes need some kind of practice in esports as well, which is defined as electronic sports. It is not different. It needs a little bit of practice every day, grinding to get over there, to prove yourself right. Like you are the one of the best, and that's how, you come top in esports.
Great. Firstly, we'll look at your personal background as to how did you guys begin your career, how did you get into esports? Jaikishan, how did you start in the esports vertical?
I would say I was always attracted towards e-gaming, electronic gaming since my childhood. I guess it's been a decade now. I've been playing games on different platforms. So after a particular period of time, after experiencing and participating in multiple tournaments, and with meeting new teams, new players, trying to expand into the ecosystem. So I guess it's been 5 to 6 years I have been playing professionally for a game called Dota 2.
Okay.
It's a MOBA based game. So MOBA game is basically a strategy game where a team has to compete with other team and they have to defend their own base or make them defeat. Vice versa. So I believe I started it as an athlete. I always wanted to be an athlete. Since I was so much keen to play games, to acknowledge them, to address them, and to make it as normal, as generous as playing some sports game. So while participating in multiple tournaments and playing it for so many years, one day I finally decided to become a professional athlete and wanted to represent my country at a very international level. So it's a very good achievement in my list. But yeah, today, as of now, I am competing. I am still trying to pursue my dream, my bucket list of playing an international tournament. So it's called as TI, the Dota 2 International. It is just like a World Cup of FIFA or just like a World Cup of cricket. It is the World Cup of Dota 2. But now, as of now, I am working as an brand partnership guy for a company called as Esports.in, where I take care of brands and partnerships. But along the side, I still manage to play couple of games in my daily day-to-day schedule and try to compete as much as possible at an international or national level both.
Great. Varun, how did you start?
My version is totally different. Like I never looked like becoming an athlete, I was a gamer at heart because it goes in the early days like my elder brother playing games. So you have a sibling, you just go, you just look up to them like what are they doing, and you just want to do the same. So I started gaming. I kept on playing. Eventually, there was no like goal, but I wanted to make a living out of it or something like that. When the later stages of life comes to like, so I did computer science, and apparently still I couldn't figure out how can I get into esports. So, I knew that it exists, so but I had no idea how I can get into it. So because I'm from the 90s, I'm like
We all are from the 90s.
yeah. Facebook is a thing for us. So I used to randomly write a lot of things on Facebook, and nobody used to read. But then, the good part is like one particular friend just read my stuff, and he's like, "Why are you writing?" And you can pretty much like earn even a little bit. I can give you some connect, and that's how I started as a content writer. So eventually one thing led to another, and apparently I am today handling all things content and digital for esports.in. So कुछ भी digital या content का काम रहता तो घूम फिर के I have to take care of it.
We know where to reach it.
Exactly.
Great. Jaikishan, in your intro, you spoke about MOBA gaming.
Yeah.
Like, give me the categories of what are the categories in esports and how does it differentiate from each other?
So first of all, the very much clean identification of understanding what is the game and what is the criteria is understanding the genre. So genres are the different platforms. PC, all the desktop gaming platforms comes under PC. Then you have your mobile games, then you have your console games, and the last but not the least, the sim racing.
Give me examples of all of them. Give me example of a PC game.
Valorant, Dota 2, CS2, League of Legends, ये सब PC games हैं.
Okay.
When you talk about mobile, I don't think so I have to tell you. BGMI, of course.
Everyone plays mobile games.
BGMI, Free Fire. When you talk about console, FIFA, of course. Though I believe console and mobile वाला segment is dedicated to couple of games. मतलब आप console mobile gaming बोलो तो आपको BGMI और FIFA directly hit हो जाएगा. And last but not the least, as I mentioned, sim racing. So sim racing is a very latest addition to this industry. We personally have also started working as a brand, as an agency, as a tournament organizer to uplift the ecosystem and connect the racing enthusiast into the tournament segment and give them an opportunity and create a career out of it. So there are so many sim racing games like Assetto Corsa, F1 Morza, F1 Horizon and F1 Racing, and there are I guess plenty of other games. So all these games are totally dependent on sim racing, and sim racing platform is dedicatedly gives you a first hand experience of driving a car. मतलब आप legit setup पे बैठ के गाड़ी चला रहे हो ऐसा फील होगा आपको.
और खाली वहाँ पे गाड़ी नहीं चला रहे हो, you are literally competing.
हाँ.
So guys, I can give you a first hand experience of this. मैंने try किया है ऑफिस में. It is unbelievable. सब काम वाम छोड़ के हमसे बैठे रहते थे, गाड़ी चलाते रहते थे पूरा दिन. It is just next level. And this is one of the perks of working in the esports vertical, that you get to experience all of this.
Yeah, that's true.
At your workplace.
So that's our work at the end of the day.
Nice. Just give me a breakup. What is the percentage of PC gaming? What is the percentage of mobile gaming?
So I'll give you the gist of it. Right now, India has at least 400 million gamers.
Okay.
ठीक है. अभी इसमें the dominating segment is the mobile gamers. Post pandemic, mobile games ने इतना बड़ा boost up ले लिया है that PC games and console games have been left behind, and you will find each and every second player playing on mobile. BGMI हर दूसरे घर में. आप जिसको देखोगे उसको जॉनथन बनना है, उसको मॉर्टल बनना है, उसको स्काउट बनना है. हर किसी को BGMI खेल के BGMI प्रो लेवल पे खेलना है. ये पोस्ट पैंडेमिक के बाद मोबाइल गेम is dominating the industry, and it is always going to dominate the Indian ecosystem. Always. There is never going to be a change. The change which has occurred, that happens after pandemic. उसके पहले the PC gaming the era was totally based on PC game and console games. But I guess it is very much understandable and acceptable कि आप मोबाइल पे easily खेल सकते हो. It is the infrastructure and the development which is required in terms of player या फिर किसी एक new amateur के लिए डेस्कटॉप पे बैठ के कोई नया गेम सीखने से तो अच्छा है आप डे टू डे लाइफ में मोबाइल पे कोई नया गेम सीख लो. सो द नंबर्स आर एक्सपोनेंशियल. आपको मोबाइल गेम्स हमेशा डोमिनेटिंग दिखेगा, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि यू वी डोंट सी द मार्केट इन द अदर रीजन्स ऑल्सो. आई एम माई सेल्फ एज अ प्रोफेशनल पीसी गेमर एथलीट. आई एम स्टिल लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू बूस्ट अप दिस इकोसिस्टम फॉर द पीसी डिपार्टमेंट. मतलब पीसी गेमर्स का हमारा क्या ट्रायहार्ड जमाना था. इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एटलीस्ट 7 to 8 years बैक, वी यूज्ड टू ट्रैवल. हम कोलकाता में कोई लैन इवेंट हो रहा है, मुंबई से ट्रेन पकड़ के 30 घंटा सफर करके हम कोलकाता जाते थे लैन इवेंट खेलने के लिए.
That's like going for a cricket tournament, more or less.
और तभी look at the prize pools, man. What kind of prize pool these TOs has to offer? 2 crore, 2.5 crore, 3 crore.
They have like, it all started actually, PC gaming has always been a luxury, to be honest.
Yeah.
मतलब हर एक घर में PC तो नहीं था. But that has changed because, after the Jio came into the picture, Jio के बाद सबके पास इंटरनेट आ गया था और smartphones also became cheaper. So these are the two main factors कि हर घर में मतलब just the way you watch the video सब लोग गेम खेलना चालू कर दिए.
Smartphone is a very easy asset.
And eventually इतने ज़्यादा like लोग गेम खेल रहे थे तो apparently some of them like a huge chunk started competing as well. So the games came out, the TO started to bring up new tournaments and ऐसे it's still growing rapidly. You'll get to know as we go through the podcast कितना rapid है.
You guys are speaking about TOs. Firstly, tell me what is TO, and secondly, tell me who are the various stakeholders in the esports vertical.
When you talk about TOs, so the basic definition of a TO is a tournament organizer. So the tournament organizer is the one who creates an intellectual property, who creates an opportunity for the players, for the audience to participate, to learn, to have an opportunity to make a career out of it or to win something out of it. When you talk about stakeholders, there are multiple stakeholders. A player is a stakeholder. A player, a team. I'll start it off from scratch. Okay? A developer develops a game. For example, Riot Games. They has developed a game called as Valorant. So they are the developers and they themselves has published it into the ecosystem and to the audience globally. Okay? So Riot Games is a publisher and developer for Valorant, for League of Legends, for various games. Then we come to players, teams. There are n number of teams, n number of players. When you talk about India, there are top teams which have been participating from past 2 to 3 years. Orangutan, Enigma Gaming, Revenant, many other teams. So ये सारे players और teams हो गए. फिर then you talk about TOs, Esports.in, Nordwind Gaming, the Esports Club, Sky Esports. These are the TOs. So every day they create such kind of opportunity around the ecosystem where a player can participate, they can come on board, they can have the first-hand experience of participating in the tournament, winning something out of it, creating a fame out of it, and then I guess stakeholders are not just about games and players and all, it is also about brands. Brands play a very major role when you talk about gaming and all. So TOs not just they just don't create the opportunity for the players, they also create the opportunity for brands. So brands are also the stakeholders. Media is also a very important part. So मीडिया तो मेरे को लगता है हर सेगमेंट में सबसे आगे रहती है. अब मीडिया ने अपना काम नहीं किया तो फिर कोई कितना भी काम करे किसी को पता ही नहीं चलेगा. So media houses plays a very important role. So all these are the stakeholders of the gaming ecosystem.
One stakeholder that I want to add is the fans.
Of course.
Who are at the center of everything.
Audience.
अगर audience ही नहीं है तो कुछ काम के ही नहीं है कि क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं है. And every other piece does not work.
अरे आप देखोगे ऑडियंस में हर दूसरे बंदे को गेमर बनना है, हर दूसरे बंदे को यहाँ आके बैठना है. तो वही तो चाहिए. That's the output. That's how it is going to enroll ahead.
Let's talking about the audience. What do you think? Like एक मैच चल रहा है, सारे के सारे प्रोफेशनल प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हैं. Like how many people would be watching? Like considering you don't know esports or just gaming, like you're just a random.
हाँ YouTube आपने रैंडमली वीडियो देख लिया.
आपको क्या लगता है कि कितने लोग देखते रहेंगे वो लाइव, वो जो भी टीम्स खेल रहे हैं?
इंडियन इवेंट और ग्लोबल इवेंट?
ग्लोबल इवेंट था. इंडियन टीम वाज गोइंग टू प्ले बट नहीं खेली. बट फिर भी मैं आपका पूछ रहा हूँ.
20 lakhs, 30 lakhs.
I mean, I like the fact that you're so much hopeful.
मैं तो टॉप ही एम करता हूँ, बाकी देखते हैं क्या होता है.
It topped like 18 lakh concurrent viewers, something.
1.8 million.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's ample, I think.
Yeah. For an esports event on a global level, yeah, that's a win, I think.
And Indian team wasn't playing. They were going to play, but so due to pandemic reasons, it was a Free Fire World Series, I believe.
Yes.
Great. Guys, I want to know the life cycle of esports. Like, how was it, like, say, 5 or 10 years back? How was it during the COVID? And what is the impact of COVID? And what is the current state?
I guess it has changed over the years and years. When you talk about the infrastructure and the development which has happened from past so many years, I guess technology plays a very important role when you talk about gaming or electronic esports, because it is always about the technology, what we cater, what we provide to the audience for the gamers and the all the players and the stakeholders. So back then, 7-8 years, 10 years back, there were no such mobile games. I'll just give you an idea about
What year?
Yeah, 2010, 11, 12 to be precise, 2012. So there were no such mobile games. There were no such BGMI Free Fire. There were only two games, Counter-Strike 1.6 and Warcraft.
Good old days.
Yeah, good old days. I personally have started playing Counter-Strike 1.6 when it was like in 2007. So it was the time there were only two generic games, two generic multiplayer games. वो time पे ये tournament, Indian level, international level, this were all secondary. पहले तो multiplayer game था कि भाई हम 5 लोग हैं, हम साथ में कौन सा गेम खेल सकते हैं. So finding out,
ये वही वाला जमाना है जब मतलब you just take pocket money from your parents. खाली एक बंदा नहीं, सब लोग अपने अपने घर से पैसे लाए के एक साथ मिलके जाएंगे कैफे, you will make a team और जीत के आएंगे, like it's a
prize pool.
नहीं, prize pool.
Talking about cafe,
a moment of pride. But that's it.
That's a
कि
moment
मतलब
of
आज मैं
pride,
तेरे से
yes.
better हूँ.
हाँ, मतलब back in that day the competition was among ourselves.
Yes.
कि who was a better player at the end of the day. But अभी आप if you compare it by today's scenario, you will not see such hurdles and such restrictions when you talk about participation, when you talk about opportunities, when you talk about infrastructure and development. तभी गेमिंग कैफेज कितने कम थे इंडिया में. मैं मुंबई की बात करता हूँ. मुंबई में हार्डली मैक्स टू मैक्स 5 से 6 गेमिंग कैफेज होते थे.
एक 2 घंटा रुकना पड़ता था खेलने के लिए.
Waiting time was so much and you have to travel all the way from Thane to town, from
आधा 1 घंटा खेलने के लिए.
Yeah, man, seriously, it was so problematic and it was so difficult for a esports enthusiast कि भाई अगर कोई esports player को experience ही नहीं मिलेगा तो उसको पता कैसे चलेगा what is gaming. So all these hurdles and all these challenges we have overcome over across all these years. ठीक है. Plus it has given you the option to play on multiple platforms.
Currently.
ठीक है, currently. ये सब पहले नहीं था. पहले मैंने जो 2 गेम्स बताए, CS and Warcraft, these were the only existing multiplayer game in India. But ऐसा नहीं है कि तब वो टाइम पे भी इंटरनेशनल इवेंट्स नहीं होते थे, तभी भी होते थे. क्या था वो इवेंट का नाम? WGC.
Yeah.
WGC. So WGC was an international event. इंडिया से एक ही क्वालिफायर होता था, which used to happen in कोलकाता, ऑफलाइन इवेंट, कि वो जो क्वालिफायर जीतेगा वो जाके इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करेगा. एंड देयर वर कपल ऑफ टीम्स, ट्रस्ट मी डूड, बैक इन उस टाइम पे नो स्पॉन्सर्स, नो अलाउंस, नो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, so much difficulties in traveling to different cities and internet was always a reason. तो इतने सारे hurdles होने के बाद भी there were teams who used to participate, who used to make a good output out of it and represent our country on an international level. But वो सब challenges थे, इसलिए year by year वो फिर fade out होते गया. But then pandemic came and रातों रात mobile gaming boost हो गया. Mobile gaming took a different stand in the market. Free Fire, BGMI dominated the market. जितने भी ऑडियंस घर पे बैठ के YouTube पे जो बैठ के सिर्फ स्ट्रीम्स देखते थे, स्ट्रीम देखते देखते उन लोग ने ये गेम में अपनी लाइफ ही बना ली. PC games were left behind. I won't say it is the end of the PC game era. It is not. So I would say I am a PC gamer. मैं passionate gamer हूँ. गेमिंग इज ऑल अबाउट पीसी गेमिंग. असली गेमर वही होता है जो पीसी बैठ के खेलता है.
नहीं बट
जस्ट किडिंग, नो ऑफेंस, बट या
ऐसे तो नहीं बोल सकता बट
हाँ.
यू नो डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट कि हम लोग पीसी पे इतना खेलते हैं, एक मोमेंट पैंडेमिक में ऐसा आया था लाइक बिकॉज सब लोग मोबाइल गेमिंग खेल रहे हैं, हम लोग भी मोबाइल गेमिंग
हाँ,
खेल रहे
yes.
थे.
So change is inevitable. You have to always adapt. But yeah,
It was
passion
fun.
was always constant for it. So that's how things changed.
When you guys spoke about cyber cafes and gaming cafes, I also had the same experience. कॉलेज छोड़ के सब cyber cafe में ही बैठते थे. Blue Bot, Vogue,
हाँ,
सब same जो बोल रहे हैं ना, same है, बिल्कुल same वो है characteristics. कॉलेज छोड़ो, पढ़ाई छोड़ो, कॉलेज में क्या है, पैसे कलेक्ट करो और बैठ जाओ 2 घंटा 3 घंटा. So I think that has changed from PC to mobile, and now I think is there any other development in terms of devices?
Of course, there is a lot of development. I remember मैंने मेरा पहला multiplayer game खेला था CRT monitor पे.
Okay.
You remember that डब्बा टाइप?
मैं अब तक खेलता था यार 5 साल पहले तक.
मैंने उस पे खेला था मेरा, और आज देखो आप, you can play it on LED पे भी बैठ के खेल सकते हो यार.
Correct.
Forget about the monitors.
खाली
कर्व monitors और कितनी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी आ चुकी है. So मैं बोल रहा हूँ, टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल सिंस इट इज डेडिकेटेड टू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिपार्टमेंट ओनली. जब तक टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आएगी तब तक इट इज गोइंग टू कीप ऑन क्रिएटिंग प्रॉब्लम्स और हर्डल्स. एज सून एज द टेक्नोलॉजी टेक्स अ ह्यूज स्टेप, थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी मच इजियर एंड सिंपलर फॉर द ऑडियंस.
I think along with increased technological advancement, what are the other factors that has led to the boost of esports?
I would say there are multiple factors which will include streaming. Streaming plays a very major role.
Okay.
Content creation, streaming, influencers, content creators, tournaments. Then developers and publishers themselves, they cater to connect directly with the gaming audience. The users जो आके उनकी games download करके खेलते हैं, who create the interest out of it. So developers and publishers make sure कि they cater their engagement and they honor it and they create a very good experience out of it. तो ही तो आप उस गेम को प्रोफेशनली खेलने का सोचोगे. So बहुत सारे मेजर फैक्टर्स हैं.
I think one of the factors that I figure out is gender inclusivity.
Of course.
जैसे थोड़ा सा मतलब regular sports में I find there's a barrier, but in esports I don't think there's a barrier. Even male and female both have the equal platform because there is less physical energy required to play esports. वो भी है. And secondly, it provides them कि comfortable है, कहीं से भी खेल सकते हैं, वो सब भी है. They don't have
देखो,
to travel.
I would correct you on it when you talk about physical energy. अभी ऐसा है कि just because you are not using your body to play some game, अभी आप क्रिकेट खेल रहे हो तो आप फिजिकली तो टायर हो ही रहे हो, ठीक है, बट आप मेंटली भी तो हो रहे हो. यू आर गेटिंग टायर्ड मेंटली एंड फिजिकली बोथ. द सेम गोज ऑन esports also. You cannot just sit down and what at one particular position and play a couple of games for 10-20 hours. People still do. मैं डोटा का एक गेम it takes at least 1 hour to complete. I used to play 25 games in 24 hours. मैं एक दिन पूरा स्ट्रेच करके खेलता था और फिर मैं उसके बाद 12 घंटे सोता था और फिर वापस से मैं एक स्ट्रेच में पूरे 24 घंटे खेलता था. So yes, you get tired. Yes, you get fatigued. There are challenges when you talk about esports, and there is a factor कि it is not so different from sports. There is a very मतलब ये identification लोगों का गलत है कि तुम तो घर में बैठ के सिर्फ बटन दबा रहे हो और you are not putting down your energy or anything. It is not like that. It is a very much mental strain when you talk about gaming. And I would say यार gaming, when if someone is getting strong and आप अपने डे टू डे हसल में अगर गेमिंग आप एड ऑन कर दोगे तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी मच बेनिफिशियल. पजल गेम, क्विज गेम, कैजुअल गेम्स प्लेज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल. आप जनरिक ऑडियंस देखोगे, ट्रेन में आप ट्रैवल करोगे तो आप देखोगे ये लोग क्या ही करते रहते हैं, लोग फोन पे गेम्स ही खेलते रहते हैं. तो आपको हर गली में क्रिकेट और फुटबॉल, ट्रेन में तो क्रिकेट फिजिकल एक्टिविटी करते हुए नहीं दिखेगा, बट मेंटल एक्टिविटी आपको हमेशा दिखने वाली है.
You know, it just trains you to, you know, make decisions very faster.
Yeah.
Like consider a normal human. Like there have been researches. आप अगर compare करोगे जो गेम खेलता है और गेम नहीं खेलता है, जो गेम खेलता है वो he is always going to react faster to every situation. This is the very plus point.
So I completely agree with you. Okay, you require motor skills, you require reflex skills,
yes,
and also quick decision making. Yeah, okay, less than a second when you have to make if you're going this side or that side.
Correct.
Yeah.
That could lead to you continuing the game or you starting over all the way.
Correct.
So I think these are the skills required, and it is almost at par to other athletes that are working on regular sports. Now, guys, you guys spoke about content creation. What is who are the top content creators in India in esports?
I guess I am sure you must be aware about the name Mortal,
Huh.
Scout,
Huh.
and Thug.
Okay.
These are the three faces of content creators right now in India. Not just today, not just yesterday. Been from so many
And
years.
let me add to that ki there's this guy goes by the name Shriman Legend. He's
Yeah.
actually a
Out of
legend.
Pune, na?
Yeah,
Kolhapur?
Kolhapur.
Yes.
To be precise.
He's actually a legend.
he's a
मतलब
legend, हाँ.
पता नहीं. He puts on a show like एक regional stream भी करता है once a week. I don't know which day it is, but he literally puts on a show. If you just YouTube it, like like gaming में मतलब बॉलीवुड में कैसे स्टार्स रहते हैं, तो वो भी गेमिंग का स्टार लिटरली है.
Yeah, he's just another celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity. मतलब celebrity इस level का नहीं. There was this meetup in Pune, just a random meetup. I'll just tell you about it. तो he just puts on a story कि guys मिलते हैं, fans को मिलना है उसको, and वो normal सा mall में था, and goddamn 10,000 से ज़्यादा people showed up, like.
You got mobbed.
मतलब
You
no
got-
PR,
literally.
no marketing, no
No PR,
promotion,
no marketing.
nothing.
Just a story.
10,000 से ज्यादा लोग आए, पुलिस इन्वॉल्व हो गई वहाँ पे, you know, like
Chaotic situation.
हाँ, पूरा
बहुत
chaotic
chaotic.
situation. तब से आज तक वो मीटअप करना चाहता है, but I don't think so कर पाएगा because the fan following, you get it? Crazy.
So there are so many different names who are the faces of content creation and influencing industry, you know. So Mortal Tug Scout have been doing this post-pandemic. They have been playing PUBG. Back then it was PUBG. So PUBG BGMI खेलते खेलते उन्होंने अपना फैन बेस और इतना अच्छा होल्ड बना लिया इंडस्ट्री में कि it becomes very easier to ask any gamer and tell me if they don't know about any of them.
Yeah.
It is not at all possible.
These guys are all household names at Mortal.
Yeah.
And I see government also as a significant pillar.
Of course.
What are your thoughts on the government taking steps in the esports vertical?
I guess government plays a very important role when you talk about any department or any different field. And recognizing esports was a very big add-on. Recently, Indian esports have been recognized by government, and they are planning to start off with an official body who will be working with the ecosystem, creating opportunities for the grassroots players, giving them a hands-on opportunity to participate and to make a career out of it. Recently, UP government have planned to do a free fire invitational event in the upcoming year 2024 for all the top players of India.
And they have already tied up with the publisher Garena.
Yeah.
For the
Directly
same.
tied up with the publisher.
Yeah.
So the developer, I have already mentioned, the developer and publisher is always going to cater and give you the best opportunity when you talk about a user, when you talk about the audience. The same way government is taking care of it as of now. They have realized that it is a part of Indian ecosystem. It is a part of economy. It is a part of कि हमें इस सेगमेंट की जो ऑडियंस है हमें उसको एड्रेस करना चाहिए. It is not just some any other entertainment department. It is just like any other sport.
And I think so as soon as we have like the infrastructure for it, like academy, schools, yeah, training, where just people can enroll themselves and train to a particular level कि ऐसे हम लोग जैसे और 2-4 लोग किसी और 10 लोग को मिल जाए बताने के लिए कि this is how you can
Create a pathway.
create
in
a
the esports
pathway.
industry.
हाँ, यहाँ से तुम चल सकते हो, वहाँ जाके पहुँचोगे, कोई बता पाएगा, so it will be super good. And as soon as we have that, it's going to do wonders.
I also agree with you guys. I think in December 22, esports is recognized as a
Yes.
sport in India, and somewhere it contributes around 10 to 11% of the total sports economy. And you guys spoke about infrastructure. I will deep dive into infrastructure. What kind of infrastructure is required to promote esports?
I would say that infrastructure is totally dependent on a gamer, an athlete. So a basic device, if you are a mobile gamer, a decent mobile gaming device, if you are a PC gamer, a gaming setup. So this is the basic amenities which is required for an esports athlete or gamer. Adding it to on, कि अभी tell me, when you're playing as a team, when you're playing with your teammates, you would be needing to practice on a very day-to-day basis. You cannot just sit down virtually and discuss it on a Zoom call और आप आगे इस पे take on कर सकते हो, नहीं कर
forward
सकते.
from here.
Of course. आप वैसे तो नहीं कर सकते. So there is a term called as boot camp. So boot camps are designed and created in such a way that all the players, all the teams, they come down to a location, they live together, they make वो लोग का रहना खाना पीना सोना सब एक ही जगह पे एक साथ होता है. So they make a discipline out of it. They make a schedule, they plan things, they do daily practices, they play scrims, they play tournaments, they watch their replays, they have their coach training them and all. So ये सारे aspects आपके एक boot camp पे cover हो जाते हैं.
और उनके पीछे there are a lot of people who are making that happen.
Oh,
like
yes.
उसके पीछे मतलब if 5 players are playing after the game, you get to know there's a coach, there's someone called coach. जैसे क्रिकेट में कोच होता है, यहाँ पे भी कोच होता है और वो बताता है आपने क्या गलती किया, क्या नहीं गलती किया, क्या सही करना चाहिए था, where did the team go wrong, how you can build up the synergy, and that's how you can outperform the other opponents while competing. फिर like physical activity is as much as important. Then there are mental coaches who take care of your mental health. Eventually, because when you're competing, it takes a toll on your head, like
mental health.
mental health.
Yeah.
Like you're continuously competing. और जब results नहीं आते, you just stress out. So there's someone taking care of everything at the boot camp.
What are the other infrastructure requirements apart from boot camps? Do you think gaming center, convention center, increasing the number of cyber?
I guess when you talk about professional athlete and gamer, so devices, your technologies and your bootcamp will always fulfill. But when you talk about generic audience and the amateur crowd and the grassroots players who wanted to be a part of this ecosystem as a professional player, who are willing to, who is looking for a vision for it, I guess उनके लिए तो requirements बहुत ज़्यादा है. Gaming cafes, your esports LAN events, your convention centers में कोई exhibition kind of thing, some activity in your college campus. So all this gives you add-on to the grassroots players or the audience to understand कि how and what is esports. How are we going to connect to this audience? How are we going to connect to this ecosystem and plan कि हमें इसमें अपना career दिखता है कि नहीं. So ये सारे these are also part of infrastructure which will help the audience to understand. अभी कल को आप जाके बोलो कि where do I start from? मैं games कहाँ खेलूँ? So I cannot afford to buy a phone. I cannot afford to buy a gaming desktop. Forget about the boot camp. So where are you going to go? You are going to address a gaming cafe.
Right.
You will look for a gaming cafe. You will find कि gaming cafes कहाँ पे है. यहाँ पे कोई LAN event हो रहा है तो मैं LAN event attend करता हूँ. I'll get to see the players, how they play, how they perform. Internet is the basic necessity of a gamer.
I think everyone needs to be like a little bit literate. Gaming is a viable career option. Like 7 साल पहले अगर मैंने Facebook पे अगर नहीं लिखता था तो मैं आज यहाँ पे नहीं होता था. Basically that's the fact. तो यहाँ पे आज मतलब there needs to be people like I said telling कि it's a viable option. You can do this. It's not just about playing game. We are the people right now. We play games. But we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Like जो लोग गेम खेलने को आते हैं तो वो खेल पाते हैं because we are there always working, making hosting a tournament, hosting a content show, hosting this particular podcast,
creating an opportunity basically.
Yeah. So yeah, और वो एक थोड़ा सा mental change होना चाहिए. जो idea है कि मेरा बेटा गेम खेलता है पूरा दिन भर वो उससे we need to overcome. So I think so जब भी थोड़े से people like everyone will be a little bit literate, थोड़ा सा mental shift होगा तो I think so things will be better.
For the parents it's about the mentality. See, it's very new and it's very much extraordinary for the Indian parents to understand कि मेरा बेटा मेरी बेटी गेम खेल के भी करियर बना सकती है.
Yes.
But from the support and the output जो हम जैसे गेमर्स ने मिलके इस कंट्री के लिए लाया है, we have changed the thought process of many parents out of there. And down the line I'll see कि हर घर में एक गेमर होगा.
Given the best case scenario, like everything falls in place here, अच्छा है, brands आ रहे हैं, game अच्छा खेला है, tournament अच्छा खेला है, what is the top an esports athlete can earn or person can earn in esports? Top number, तुम बताते नहीं, नाम तो नहीं बता रहे हो, top number ही बता दो कि कितना होता है.
वैल्यू तो नहीं पता, but लोगों के पास मस्टैंग आ गई है.
What is the value of a Mustang?
I don't know, maybe around 80 lakh something. So if one can buy that very easily, तो
अगर एक esports player मस्टैंग लेके घूम रहे हैं तो after that do you want me to tell the numbers?
और यहाँ पे एक तो नहीं है, मैंने तो 7 से 8 तो देख चुका हूँ अब तक.
We'll move forward. We'll speak about one of the significant pillars, which are brands.
Okay.
Why do brands associate with esports event and content?
See, I would say 2023, the era of 2020, has itself in a very exponential digital format. ठीक है, digitally आजकल सब कुछ इतना एडवांस हो गया है कि everybody wants to be present and wants their brand to be out there socially. ठीक है, आप ऑनलाइन मेरा ब्रांड दिखना चाहिए, सोशल मीडिया पे मेरा ब्रांड दिखना चाहिए, यूट्यूब पे मेरा ब्रांड दिखना चाहिए. तो esports covers all the segments of it. ठीक है, esports में when you talk about a tournament, it is going to be streamed, broadcasted on YouTube.
Broadcasted on television also.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's an add-on.
Yeah.
So that's an add-on. That's a step up. That's a step up. कि इंडियन esports अभी स्टार स्पोर्ट्स पे आ गया है.
Yes.
कि शाम को 5 बजे आप जब टीवी ऑन करके क्रिकेट का मैच देखते हो, आप 8 बजे ऑन करके BGMI और
आवाज कितनी बढ़ जाती है.
of course
Yes, yes,
it's a very good
100%.
achievement. It's a very great achievement.
Yes.
And it's a very huge step कि भाई टीवी पे दिख रहा है esports. घर घर का बच्चा पापा को मम्मी को जाके बोलेगा टीवी चालू करो esports आ गया, वैसा वाला सीन.
Great.
So back to the brands concept. So I would say कि esports itself has to cater so many options, so many verticals. So एक brand को क्या चाहिए? Visibility, appearance, conversions, and some connectivity and some followers, which is going to give them some kind of output, monetary, non-monetary, जो भी है. So आपको esports ही सब कुछ देगा. It will give you branding. It will give you followers. It will give you reach. It will give you impressions. ये सब कुछ आपको एक esports event पे मिल सकता है. Via live streaming, via broadcasting, via our social handles, via our media houses, via content, via influencers, via athletes. So there is no end to it. मतलब ब्रांड जितना सोचेगा नहीं उससे ज्यादा तो we have to offer them. So this is the case.
And I think one point I wanted to put forward is the esports athletes getting into mainstream content. तो जो ICC का वर्ल्ड कप एंथम था,
Correct.
gestation
Yes,
उसमें
yes, yes.
Scout OP
Yeah.
Scout OP got featured and
Yeah.
esports athlete getting featured in a cricket jingle. It's a very nice thing and it shows कि उनकी brand value क्या है कि उनको इतने बड़े stage में integration मिल रहा
See,
है.
I would say more than a brand value, more than just identifying an influencer based on their reach and their followers, it is also about where does he come from. Esports has been recognized.
Yes.
He was and he is an esports athlete. He is the face of esports gaming ecosystem. वो वहाँ से आ रहा है, that is more important. आपको followers और ये reach वाले influencers तो बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे मार्केट में. But esports department से there is this face who has been exceeding and who has been achieving multiple titles and expanding into various circuits, working with different brands, creating a life out of it, buying a Mustang.
That's where the Mustang came from.
अच्छा. Great.
तो ये सब बहुत important है.
I think now esports has grown so much that it has come as a crossover. Now we see top level athletes, sports athletes crossing over with esports. We saw Cristiano Ronaldo get associated with Free Fire.
Correct.
MS Dhoni also I think got associated with Free Fire.
Yeah.
And Scout getting integrated into cricket. अभी बहुत crossover हो रहा है.
Of course.
And collectively both of them are growing.
Correct. So basically, देखो, sports has already been identified. Sports तो सबको पता ही है. But people have started identifying esports. They have started understanding it. So ये किसी ने बुक लिख के लोगों को नहीं सिखाया है कि भाई आपको ये पढ़ना है, आपको ये डिग्री लेनी है, आपको इसमें ये आउटपुट चाहिए, इतनी प्रैक्टिस करनी है, एंड देन यू विल बी कॉल्ड एज ई-स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट. सब लोगों ने डे टू डे खुद कमिट करके, खुद अचीव करके, खुद ग्राइंड करके इस इकोसिस्टम को बनाया है फ्रॉम स्क्रैच. नोबडी हैज फ्लाइट डाउन टू इंडिया एंड टोल्ड देम कि चलो कल से एक नया डिपार्टमेंट ओपन करते हैं. इट हैज जस्ट, मतलब मेरे को लगा फ्लो में ये अपने आप हो गया है. पीपल हैव अडेप्टेड टू द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड टू द वेस्टर्न कल्चर सो मच कि बाहर तो इट इज वेरी कॉमन गेमिंग एंड ई स्पोर्ट्स, बट ये धीरे धीरे अडेप्ट करके रियलाइज करना that you can make a living out of it is a very big deal.
I think जो शिफ्ट के बारे में मैं बात कर रहा था कि ई स्पोर्ट्स एज अ स्पोर्ट जो रिकॉग्नाइज होने के बाद, मतलब आई थिंक सो वी आर इन द मोमेंट राइट नाउ कि वो हो रहा है यार, वो ट्रांजिशन हो रहा है. पहले तो ऑलमोस्ट आई डोंट थिंक कोई कंसीडर करता था, बहुत कम लोग, बट वो रेशियो अभी बहुत ज़्यादा है कंपैरेटिवली. सो आई थिंक वी आर जस्ट गेटिंग देयर.
Okay. Next, guys, I want to speak about the esports scenario between India and global. Do you guys see any differences? Obviously, there will be differences,
there are a lot
but
of
just throw light on that, na?
No, I would say the major differences are all about the mentality. How your parents, how your surrounding, how your colleagues, how your friends are going to address you and respect you and support you when you choose esports as a career option. So ये mentality और thought process बहुत major role play करता है when you talk about the differences in India and the global market. Also technologies, देखो technology आज तो है ही, but do you see the difference between what they have to offer for that or for their audience and what we have to offer for our audience? आप मेरे को बताओ, एक e-sports athlete कोई tournament क्यों खेलेगा? Apart from playing it for passion, apart from playing it for career, they'll play for money. ठीक है. So do you have any idea what is the difference of prize pool when you talk about Indian tournament and when you talk about international tournament?
There will be a significant difference.
लेट्स से कि लास्ट ईयर जो प्राइस, लास्ट ईयर नहीं, अभी जो लास्ट रिसेंट टूर्नामेंट हुआ व्हिच वाज होस्टेड बाय क्राफ्टन BGIS, तो उसका प्राइस पूल था समवेयर अराउंड 2 करोड़. तो लेट्स से अब क्या लगता है, लास्ट टाइम जब ये द इंटरनेशनल हुआ था डोटा का, व्हिच इज लाइक द डोटा वर्ल्ड कप एट जाइकिशन से, तो उसका कितना होगा? जस्ट अ रफ एस्टिमेशन, मतलब यहाँ पे 2 करोड़ है, 10 करोड़, ठीक है. अरे यार अभी तो मतलब जैसे आप होप्स ऊपर लाते हो एकदम अपर लिमिट बोलते हो वैसे बोलो ना.
The difference we are comparing right now is for the last year Dota 2 का प्राइस पूल and India में BGMI है, तो we'll consider India का BGMI of this year.
This is the top level event, BGMI.
हाँ
ठीक है,
top
top.
सबसे टॉप है, लाइक आप which is like 2 CR, और उसके बाद आपने कितना बोला? 10. मैं फिर से आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि just 15. अच्छा, it was like 265 crore.
265 crore.
Yeah, $40 million.
40 million USD. And if that is into Indian, 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
20 million INR versus 40 million USD.
Yeah.
Major difference. Major, no, there's no comparison. No.
हाँ, मतलब है, we are getting there, we are getting started.
Yeah, we are getting
they have
started.
already reached there.
But if you look at the price pool differences in India in the last 5 years, I think that has grown.
Of course.
Yes.
So we are in that trajectory.
Yes.
But because they are ahead of time and everything, so we.
वो तो ग्राफ आपको ऊपर जाते हुए दिखेगा.
नहीं, but we are also trying to.
हाँ, जा रहे.
I think we should speak about the market size of the esports industry. What do you think is the market size, current market size of esports?
Are you talking about the revenue?
We can do revenue. Yeah, how much revenue is generated?
So I guess by the end of 2023, the revenue market for Indian ecosystem would be approx $200 million. And according to the reports by CAGR, so that indicates that by the end of 2030-32, the Indian esports ecosystem, the revenue market would be approx $920 million. So that is at least 20 to 25% of growth rate.
Per year.
Yeah.
Correct. And how much investment is there currently, or how much investments are we getting in the esports industry?
So it depends on company to company, approach to approach.
Overall.
So I'll give you a gist of it. I guess Nordwind Gaming is one of the tournament organizers in India. They have raised at least, I guess, $50 million as of now, till date. Yeah, till date.
$50 million. I think that's a significant investment.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Overall, across all these years.
Okay.
So there are different developers, publisher, tournament organizers who always look for the investment. See, as soon as the growth rate is gonna grab the market and give the audience the right opportunity and help the organizers to understand and to cater it to the industry, investments are always gonna be up for it. अभी investment आएगा तो ही तो you are going to provide it to the audience.
I think now the time has come for, like, if we look at the other markets also, India is absorbing a lot of investments across sectors. I think one of them is esports also, which has got a good growth trajectory.
Yes.
Great. I want to talk about what you guys do at, what is esports.in and what do you guys do?
Okay, so esports.in is a brand. We work as an agency, we work as an organizer. We have different verticals, starting from media and publishing, creating IPs and tournaments, creating editorial and videotorial content, providing white label services. So basically, we are working across the pillar of esports ecosystem, where we want to have our hands on each and every segment of it. आपके IPs हो गए, आपका मीडिया हो गया, आपका कंटेंट हो गया, then we are creating our own platform जहाँ पे you can just directly download the application and you can play on an hourly basis. आप जब मन चाहे आके बैठ के गेम्स खेल सकते हो and you can earn some money.
Great. And this is what esports.in is. Can you give some idea about what do you guys do? Like, what are the other verticals that you are into?
So I'll start it off with one of our flagship IPs called as Esports Premier Series. It is our first and the only most India's year-long championship.
Okay.
ठीक है, दूसरा कोई IP एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है इंडिया में. So it goes throughout the year, where we have multiple qualifiers for multiple titles and genres, and the winner of all the qualifiers come along and play for the title of champions in our LAN event at the end of the year.
So the best part about Esports Premier Series is that it's all about, it's like a circle. You just complete the circle. Like qualifier से जाके और जो ऑनलाइन खेल रहे हैं वो जाके लैन खेलेंगे. तो ऐसा जो ईयर स्टार्ट से चालू हो रहा है वो ईयर एंड में ख़त्म हो रहा है. तो इट कम्प्लीट्स अ लॉट ऑफ सर्कल्स. और बाद में लैन पे इट्स लैन इज लाइक पूरा ऑफलाइन इवेंट. वी हैव लाइक एन एक्सपो आउट देयर. There's music integrated into it. There are a lot of brands coming out there, and it's quite a show.
So let me add on a very most
Yes,
important
I
point to it.
I just missed on that there are multiple genres. That is the most important thing. There are multiple PC, mobile, console, and the latest sim racing. वो भी है.
Sorry
तो
to cut down Varun, but there is
Open for all.
most important genre to it. That's that it's an open for all format.
Okay.
We cater and we believe in uplifting the grassroots ecosystem of Indian esports. टॉप प्लेयर्स और esports influencers और इन सब के लिए तो सब लोग इवेंट्स करते हैं, सब लोग टूर्नामेंट्स और अपॉर्चुनिटी बनाते हैं, बट कोई एमेच्योर के लिए कोई भी नहीं सोचता है. सो हैविंग एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, क्रिएटिंग लाइफ आउट ऑफ इट and making them realize that you can have the vision and you can fight and play with the pro players, you can rub shoulders with them.
यहाँ no barrier, like absolutely. जैसे मैंने बोला open for all, यहाँ barrier नहीं है. यहाँ पे विराट कोहली भी खेलेगा और नदीम शेख भी खेलेगा एक ही जगह पे.
Thank you for comparing me to Virat.
So that is all about Esports Premier Series.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this? कितने साल से हो रहा है ये
So we are currently in the third edition of Esports Premier Series. So
पहले तो
we are
साल
going
में
to come up with our LAN event in January 19th and 28th of January.
Okay.
So that will be the third edition finale of Esports Premier Series, which will be a LAN event, which will be happening in Nesco, Mumbai. So I believe each and every gamer, each and every athlete should participate, should book their tickets. Tickets are going to go live as soon as possible, and you should attend this event regardless of any factor.
And like most of the tickets are free, of course. You just come there for experience. LAN क्या होता है, esports क्या होता है, gaming क्या होता है, gaming के brands कौन से हैं, gaming में क्या क्या what are the important things. छोटा सा podcast भी होगा वहाँ पे most likely. तो मतलब बहुत सारी चीजें मैं ज्यादा रिवील करना नहीं चाहता हूँ, वहाँ पे आके
इतना ही
देखते हैं।
काफी है।
हाँ मतलब डेट और जगह मैंने बता दी, बाकी अब आने का काम करो।
वो भी फ्री है लाइक मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट।
तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम esports premier series which is a year long event, what do you guys do? उसके अलावा कोई और events है, IPs है, कैसे work
Yes,
होता
so
है?
we have multiple IPs. So when you talk about IPs, so I would say कि ideology matters a lot. So we created IP for the grassroots players. So we have created one more IP for the topmost players of this industry called as Esports Invitational Series, where we invite the top teams and the influencers and content creators to have an experience of playing and participating in a tournament. देखो टॉप प्लेयर्स और कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स को हर टूर्नामेंट खेलने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. They are already sitting at the topmost ladder
Because they have proved themselves.
yes they have proved themselves, but inviting them and making them showcase their skills to the audience is always engaging for the newcomer जो आज चलो भाई मॉर्टल आज कौन सा इवेंट खेल रहा है. मॉर्टल टूर्नामेंट्स नहीं खेलते हैं अभी, बट ऐसे आईपीज में ही तो अपने फैंस के लिए खेलता है.
Correct.
So it is one of it. Then we have created one more IP called as Esports Campus Tour. So Campus Tour is totally dependent and connected towards collegiate esports. So I guess college life plays a very important role for a gamer. When you talk about मेरे को आज गेमिंग करना है कि गेमिंग में कुछ तो मेरे को सोचना है, और आई वॉन्ट टू प्ले गेम्स ऑन डे टू डे बेसिस एंड आई वॉन्ट टू बिकम लाइक सम अदर ई स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट. सो कॉलेज लाइफ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, जस्ट लाइक यू डू अदर activities during your college period and your school period. So as in the similar manner, we have created this IP where we go hand on with the college festivals. We create tournaments for them. We give them the opportunity, a mini LAN event kind of experience, जहाँ पे different college के players college fest में आके participate करके एक direct LAN advantage और experience ले सकते हैं, and they can understand what is esports. क्या है इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे लिए.
आई थिंक जो लास्ट हमारा कैंपस टूर का एडिशन हुआ था, where there almost 30 colleges from all over India competed.
Yeah, pan India
compete किए, and the LAN event मतलब जो like it's like mini LAN event, it was hosted at the NM Umang grounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty great. Like it saw a footfall of almost 30,000 people.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good number, a healthy number.
Yeah.
And
Last but not the least,
Hmm.
our last IP, Esports Arena. So Esports Arena, so I guess as you go down the line across so many years, esports has evolved a lot. आपको इसमें आज टीवी पे देखने मिल रहा है. You can see there are voice packs and different integration coming up in different games. MS Dhoni coming into Free Fire, Hardik Pandya coming into BGMI. So I guess there would be a time where gaming and music go hand on hand. So Esports Arena is all about having the gaming experience at a live music concert. मतलब अगर वहाँ पे किसी को मैं परफॉर्म करते करते मेरा टाइम अगर मैं गेमिंग में देना चाहता हूँ, then why not? I can play games and listen to the best of best music.
And there's a healthy number of like there's another research that says like the amount of people that go to concerts are also gamers. Like it's like somewhere
The
around
TG is the same.
Yeah, 30 to 35% people play games. So this is dedicated to them. So आप जा रहे हो, आपने देखा oh shit, that's my favorite game out there. और जब तक मेरा favorite artist नहीं आ रहा है, I can just go and immerse myself over there. So we just put a crazy setup जहाँ पे sim racing रहता है, consoles रहता है, and VR experience भी रहता है.
So it's a whole arena. That's why it's named as Esports Arena,
Mm.
where you can experience the best of best technology at a concert, at a expo, or at any such kind of festival. You can enjoy the music concert. You can play your favorite games on the best technologies ever.
I think one point that I want to add is when you guys talk about college campus. अगर ऐसा कोई opportunity was back then when we were at college, I think it would have been a great opportunity, great idea, because we used to spend time going to cyber cafes.
Yeah.
वही time में invest करके ये करता तो it would have been a better opportunity, better competition and nice. And I think that is what you guys picked up and started off with Arena.
The whole point about the most important point about bringing campus tour to life was we come from an era जहाँ पे हमें compete करते थे. हमारे टाइम पे होते थे gaming tournaments, कॉलेज फेस्ट
में होते थे.
बट वो कहाँ होते थे? कंप्यूटर लैब में ठीक है तो वो दैट वी हैव चेंज यू नो व्हिच इज
The technology barrier was always there.
तो मतलब वही वो कंप्यूटर लैब वाला सिनेरियो हम लोगों ने हटा दिया पूरा का पूरा बिल्डअप कर दिया छोटा सा लैन सेटअप पीपल जस्ट 5v5 10 कंप्यूटर लगा दिए 2 कंसोल लगा दिए वी ब्रिंग इन टीम्स दे compete like it's एक स्क्रीन है ऑडियंस के लिए they are cheering crazy.
I think you guys are doing a lot of stuff at esports.in.
Yeah.
What is the differentiating factor between you guys and other players in the esports vertical?
I'll take this one. So the most important thing is that I think esports we are the only one who do everything. Like Jaikishan introduced, we are a media, we are a TO, we are a brand agency. Like that's everything. Let's say Nordwin, they are a TO. Let's say Sky Sports, they are a TO. Nobody is a media. So I think that is what differentiates. We just complete the circle again.
One-stop shop.
Yeah, one-stop shop for every gaming things.
I think up till now we've covered most of the esports vertical. Now I think it's time to take a step back, chill, and have a rapid fire.
Sure.
Quick rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just pull out my phone.
Yep.
And we'll start off with the questions. Answer बहुत fast आने चाहिए guys.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do JK first and same question Varun तू भी answer दे.
I believe we should do it simultaneously. You
साथ
ask
में.
the question and we shoot the answers.
चलो ठीक है. This we'll see if this works. One word to describe the esports Indian esports scenario.
Growing.
BJY.
Okay. Okay. Favorite moment in the esports industry.
I guess representing India.
Same.
Okay. Favorite esports documentary you watched.
True side.
True Sight.
True side. Okay. I think it has to be true then.
Just to be precise about it, True Sight is about Dota 2 International.
Okay.
And it's all about what goes behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like
Like
beyond
the
the
organizing part.
Yeah.
Same to be honest. One book that has had a significant impact in your professional career.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think so.
I'll drop it. I am not a book guy.
Not a book guy.
Neither.
Neither. So if you are into esports, you don't have to read books. Most underrated esports game in India.
Underrated in esports game Dota. Yeah.
Look. Okay. The most memorable esports moment in Indian history.
Of course, representing and watching an Indian team representing the country at an international level.
Okay.
I think it was
What was that IP where Scout has represented?
PMIT.
PMIT
or PMGC.
PMGC, I guess.
Yeah,
It
global
was
champion.
back in 2017,
Hmm.
2017-18 before pandemic.
Okay. What's your preferred esports device, like PC gaming or console?
PC.
PC.
Sure.
अच्छा, who's your favorite esports caster or commentator?
Ocean Sharma.
Ocean के fan बहुत है. Favorite Indian esports team?
Indian.
Esports team. Orangutan.
Orangutan. Yeah, I was going with the same.
ठीक है. I think that is it from the rapid fire. Okay, guys, this is just one last question and then we'll wind up.
Okay.
What is one advice that you have received which has changed you as a person in your career,
In esports career,
in your professional career in general?
okay. So the bestest advice I've received from one of my seniors was, change is always gonna be constant. You will have to adapt, and you will have to make yourself ready to adapt the environment, to change your career, to change your aspect and thinking and mentality when you talk about esports in India. It is not stable yet. So वो stability और वो consistency आने में भी time है. So always be prepared for a change.
Varun?
I think so. I missed out on any advices. So that's the reason, I was trying to figure it out. But ठीक है. Now that I've made it over here, I think so. I'll try to say कि, just go out there. Gaming के आजू बाजू, gaming में खाली, it's not just one thing. There are a lot of things that goes beyond it. So just make it there. Start something. Pick your niche. Like, if you like content, go into it. If you like backend, if you like managing teams, there's league operations. If you like digital, you can just put out shows. So I think so you need to find your niche.
And what is one advice that you want to give to someone who's just starting off in esports?
Go with the flow, man. स्पीक योर हार्ट आउट, किसी से डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. आज के टाइम में तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. योर पेरेंट्स आर गोना रियलाइज इट, नॉट टुडे, नॉट टुमारो, बट
Very
वेरी सून.
sooner.
या वेरी सून.
पहले से तो very sooner.
Yes, don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Moreover, you know, just keep trying.
Keep trying.
Don't lose
Be
hope.
at it.
Keep trying. Yeah, be at it.
I think that is it. One question, like you guys pulled up, somebody who's starting off in esports, he should just keep at it. What if someone wants to join the esports industry not as a player but as a professional? What are the steps that
Are you
can
talking about in terms of management?
management? Huh?
So there are various departments, various sectors. It just similarly works as a management part or a corporate part. So you have to decide where do you come from. So there are you want to work into the broadcasting department, you want to work into the content field, you want to work into the business development, you want to work into the partnership. So there are different opportunities when you talk about working in a management department. So this is going to help you understand what is your interest, कहाँ कौन से फील्ड में आप अपना सबसे ज़्यादा आउटपुट दे पाओगे.
Okay. And Varun?
I think so. मैं एक छोटा सा ट्रिक बताऊँ तो I think so cold emailing is very important.
Okay.
Just you know, किसी भी और को मैसेज किया करो continuously, like you know who are hosting tournaments, playing as a player, उनको जो मैनेज करते हैं, just find out, you can just find out the information. थोड़ा सा research लगता है. Just go and drop your text कि you are very keen to learn के लिए कोई ना कभी नहीं बोला. There will be like 30 लोग को मैसेज किया तो एक तो बोलेगा कि हाँ भाई सीवी भेज दे और सीवी में कुछ ऐसा प्यारी सी चीज लिखी रहेगी तो it will just click his mind and your journey starts.
And before reaching that stage, if somebody is building up a career, say somebody is into college and उसने तभी सोच लिया कि मुझे esports industry join करनी है, तो what are the steps that he needs to take that once he graduates or once he is at the level कि मुझे employment जानी है तो वो ready हो, जैसे if he has to read some books, if he has to follow tournaments or something like that, what are the steps that he can take?
See, I would say there are not so many tournament organizers or gaming companies right now in India. You can count it on your fingers. So you can always reach out to them. You can always look for opportunity. You can work as intern and they will train you. They will train the youth and make them understand how this management and everything works in the ecosystem. So you can always go ahead, ask for it. Just ask for it. I guess there are the problem with today's audience is कि they always depend on assuming things and not going for it. कि चलो आज मैंने रिज्यूम कर लिया कि अभी मैं अपना करियर कहाँ से चालू करूँ, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं, मेरे को किसी ने कुछ बताया नहीं. आई डिडंट डू अ पर्टिकुलर कोर्स, आई डिडंट go for some classes and didn't attend or some play tournament and all. But rather than that, you can always go and ask for it. That yes, I'm looking to work with you guys, I'm looking to learn, I'm looking to getting trained and all. So ये सब चीजें is always going to give you the correct vision and direction when you talk about working and all.
Okay. And as soon as you seek opportunities, आपको आपका niche भी मिल जाता है. Like मोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में जाने का है, पीसी में जाने का है, कंसोल में जाने का है, टीओ के पास जाने का है, कंटेंट क्रिएटर के पास जाने का है, एडिटिंग करने का है, वीडियोस बनाने के है, या एक पॉडकास्ट शूट करने का है.
I think that is it from our side. We had a very fun conversation, very interesting conversation, covered multiple aspects, multiple stakeholders, TO कौन होता है, government का क्या role होता है, why are brands into esports. And I think when our viewers will watch this podcast, they will have a much better understanding of the esports ecosystem. I would like to thank JK and Varun for sparing out their time and sharing their views on esports with us. That is it from our side. Keep watching Beyond the Field. Hit the like button and see you the next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.